Today we're going to be reviewing how to add whole numbers. So today, our ticket sales for a play are shown in this table over here. What were the total sales? So if I look at this table, it tells me that on Saturday, $58,713 dollars were sold, and then on Sunday, $43,827. So before I even start, I'm just kind of going to get an idea of what these numbers mean and what numbers they're closest to. So we did this last week, and if we round 58,713 to the closest 10,000, it rounds to about 60,000. And then same thing for 43,827, rounded to the nearest 10,000 would be about 40,000. So before I add this, I know that my answer is going to be close to about $100,000. So when you add, number one rule is that you always start in the ones column. Every number will have a digit in the ones, and so you have to start in the lowest place value in order to add going this way. So a good idea maybe is to draw an arrow going to the left. So you start here and then work your way down. So 3 plus 7 is 10. Because I only have space for one digit, but 10 is a two-digit number, I have to put the 0 here and then carry the 1 above that other one in the tens column. So now in the tens, I've got 1 plus 2, which is 3, plus 1 more is 4. There's nothing to carry, so I'm going to move to the hundreds column. 7 plus 8 is 15. I'm going to put the 5 below and then carry the 1. 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 3 is 12. So the 2 is going to go down there, and then the 1 is going to go up here. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 1 more is 10. 0 goes down here, and then you can carry that 1 all the way at the top, but since there's nothing in this column, that just becomes a 1. So our answer is 102,540. And when we estimated our answer before we even added, we knew that our answer was going to be around 100,000. So that checks out, and that makes me believe that this answer is pretty much correct. So the total ticket sales were $102,540. It's really, really important that I put that dollar sign right there. So on this problem, it gave me spaces where I needed to write something, but on your work today, it's not going to do that. You're just going to have a problem that looks like this. So the problems are big enough on each slide in Seesaw to do your work on the computer. But if you don't feel comfortable with that, or if you think that doing it on paper would be better for you, absolutely do it on paper first, and then just type your answer in on Seesaw. So because most of you, I think, are going to want to copy your work down on paper, I'm going to show you a good trick on how to do that. So I happen to have grid paper at home. I know not everybody has grid paper, but regular lined paper would work too. If I had, actually, let me go grab a piece of lined paper. If you have lined paper, a good idea would be to turn it this way and write your numbers going across that way, so you have these lines on your paper that would help keep all your digits in the same column. So I think I'm going to transfer one of these problems on the grid paper and one of them on the lined paper to show you both ways. So my problem for this is 2,961 plus 4,205. These numbers should all line up when I write them on my paper over here. I like to start by writing the number backwards to make sure that I line it up perfectly. So I'm going to write 2961. And then when I add this 4,205, I'm going to write this one backwards. So that 5 should line up with the 1. And then 0, 2, 4. When I copy these numbers down, I don't like to write the comma in the problem because sometimes it's a little bit confusing to look at all of it. but I do write the comma in my answer. So now that they're all lined up, I can add them. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 0 is 6. 9 plus 2 is 11. So one of the ones is going to go down here. I'm going to carry the other one. And then 2 plus 4 is 6. Plus that extra one is 7. So my answer is 7,166. So I'm going to come over here and just copy down my answer. And then that's where I can write the dollar sign to, because the problem had dollars. So I like the grid paper because it shows me that I can only put one digit in each box. So that was a good reminder to help me know that I couldn't write the 11 right here. I had to carry one of the ones. So if you have grid paper, that's going to be the easiest way to do it. But if you don't, I know all of you have just regular paper at home, so it would look like this. We've got 29,380 plus 10,255. So I'm just going to put each digit into one column. So 2, 9, 3, 8, 0. Plus, and then I'm going to write this other number backwards. So that 5 should be under the 0, and then 2, 2, 0, 1. They all line up here, so they all line up here. I'm good to go. I can add these numbers now. So I'm going to start in the ones column. 0 plus 5 is 5. 8 plus 2 is 10. So because I don't have room to write the 10 here, I'm going to write the 0, carry the 1. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 9 plus 0 is 9, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So I have 39,605. I'm going to copy down my answer over here in the answer. 39,605. And if you don't remember where to put the comma exactly, because since I didn't write them in my problem, sometimes it's a little bit confusing, always start in the ones column and count 3 digits over. So 1, 2, 3, comma. If your answer had bigger digits, every third number, there's going to be a comma. So it would be 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1. So when you add today, couple rules to keep in mind. Always start in the ones place. Over here it gives you the steps. Add the ones place first, then continue to the bigger digits. If you are transferring your problems onto paper, a good tip to do is to write your numbers backwards. So that way you make sure that they line up perfectly. And then always remember that one digit will go under each digit. You can't fit a 10 right here, so you have to carry the 1. That's going to be the trickiest part, is remembering to carry that 1. You know what? I'm going to show you this one right here. 23,824 plus 7,346. These two numbers are not even, so when I transfer it over to my paper, I have to make sure I put those digits the correct way. So I'm going to do that first one, 23,824, and then 6, 4, 3, 7. Do you see how that 7 is below the 3 and then there's nothing under the 2? If I didn't write it backwards, I might have thought that this 7 goes under the 2, and it would have totally changed my answer. So just know that there should be 2 numbers in the ones column. That's kind of how you can check yourself to make sure that you wrote it correctly. So remember to add the ones first, make sure that your numbers are lined up properly, and don't forget to carry numbers when they can't fit under the number line.